Hi, how's everybody doing out there? I hope everybody's doing well. Um, Quite a few things going on, especially, my personal life, and just like I've been like picking up on a few things and hearing some things. Um, one thing that is a big topic are the schools right now, the public schools, especially here in New Jersey. Everyone's getting ready to send their kids to school. Um, and also I've been having like these vivid dreams, so I wanted to talk about that. And this thing, this emanating thing that's over us right now, and everybody's waiting for, the lockdowns, etc., and everything like that. Um, So, yeah, so I've been having these like vivid dreams, and I wanted to just talk about a couple of dreams that I've had. The first thing is I've I haven't had any lately, but I would say I haven't had any military dreams in the past maybe a couple of weeks or so, a couple of weeks, where I'm actually it's like I'm participating in the procedure or the drills or the preparation. That's how I can describe it. Like I'm one of the members. Um, but in actuality, like I think what is happening is that I am tapping into somebody's consciousness. Like I'm tapping into somebody. And it feels like in the dream that it's me, but it really is not me. And I've had this happen to me for a number of years, for I think most of my life. And I didn't figure it out until maybe, I don't know, like 15 years ago or something like that. I was well into adulthood when I actually figured it out. And I'm like, why am I having these, what is this? Why am I having these dreams? So what that tells me is that we're getting really close. Um, and then the other dream I had, this is very interesting. Okay. So in the dream, I was in this, I'm gonna say it was like a box type of thing. The shape was like, let's see if I can draw it. I'm like a terrible artist, but hey, that's pretty good. So it was kind of like this. Oh, can you see that? Yeah, it was like this shape. This was the shape of it, right? And it had like a door, whatever, that's a door. Like you could step into it, and it was actually it was see-through. It was made of like this see-through material. I'm not sure what it was, but so in the dream, I was in there and there were other people around me, which I don't remember who they were. I didn't recognize them. So I went in there, and you could, it was like a quantum, like it was a quantum technology type of machine. So I'm just going to call it a quantum looking glass machine. I don't know if you've ever heard of Project Looking Glass, but anyway, so the point of this machine was you can look into like a different time. Like you can even actually rewind, like let's say go back in time to your own lifetime and look back at yourself, at your younger self, or actually, I think probably go forward in time as well. Um, and in the dream, I was watching myself, but it was weird. It wasn't like anything thing I remember. It wasn't like a memory that I recall. So I think that part of my dream was probably just, just to use as an example to tell me, hey, this is what this machine can do. So maybe that's something that's going to be available in the future. But a pretty interesting dream. So I wanted to talk about that, and I really think that humanity is going to advance with the technology. Like I said in my previous video, I talked about it like a Renaissance type of thing. So I really think that, it's good. It's going to happen. So the next thing I wanted to mention too, so I had I had a death in my family. My grandmother passed away. That was this morning. Yeah, so I mean, we knew, we were expecting it to happen. So yeah, she wanted to pass. She was sick for a while. So, things come to full circle. It just makes you, for me, it just, it makes me feel and think about my ancestors and the women in my family. And, like my grandmother, she was also an intuitive, she was a medium. And, things they just come full circle. And, when our loved ones pass, it just makes me feel, yeah, it is sad. But it makes me feel, that we are going to see them again. So, we're going to see them in the 5D reality. So, it makes me look forward to that, to seeing them again. All right. And also, I wanted to, update everybody on the school situation, on the public school situation. I don't know if you've heard, but they did close the schools in Kentucky, and I was trying to confirm well, the article said that they closed schools in Kansas, but I'm not sure if it was, COVID related. I think it was not related to COVID. But if anybody knows, if anybody has that information, or if any of my viewers live in Kansas, like, let me know if they, because I heard that they closed the schools and then they reopened them again like 2 weeks later. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen with the schools, because there are people that are sending their kids to school, especially here in New Jersey. So I'm not sure if that's what's going to happen, if they're going to have the kids in school for a couple weeks and then close them. One of my viewers, Joe, she mentions that Mr. T mentioned on I think it was Instagram, and said that the parent, we have to stand up to this, and I guess put pressure on the school districts. So yeah, so I mean, if anybody has any information, please make a comment, because I really would like to know what's going on with that. And somebody else told me, another mother told me that she reviewed the student handbook, and it said that masks are required in New Jersey for staff and children. So whether or not they're going to enforce that, I don't know. it could be that they are going to see, meaning, like the white hats are going to see who's going to be pushing this stuff and then, like remove them. That could be the scenario. Um, so I don't know. We shall see. You know, we shall see what happens. The thing that concerns me, especially in the state that I'm living in, is like, especially the area that I'm living in, never mind even the state. The thing that concerns me is that, okay, so if you send your child to school and, like, yeah, if you are, conservative and, and like a Mr. T supporter and all that stuff, and you stand up, but then you're gonna be the only one standing up. You're gonna be the only person standing up, because especially here in this area, I say that here in this area, especially because it's like, especially where I live, it's like half of the people are immigrants, and or they could even be, illegal immigrants. So you mean to tell me that they're going to stand up? They're not going to stand up. Why? Because they're brainwashed. So it's kind of frustrating, to say the least. And then you see these people, like you see certain people still wearing masks, and I've been seeing it like a little more, like each day, a little more each day. So it's like, it's the brainwashing and the trauma of having to conform, because, maybe in their country they have to conform, because they're afraid, so it's like, it could also be past life trauma, like, so it's very complex. It's a complex thing, so I don't know. um it's very concerning. I mean, New Jersey, like, I know for sure there are, people that are Trump Mr. T supporters. There's a lot of Mr. T supporters. um so, but as I said, unfortunately, I don't feel that where I live. So, you know, and the town that I live in is run by a Democrat who's been in power for years and years and years. So how is that like even legal? But anyway, I digress. Um so yeah, what else did I want to talk about? Well, what I wanted to look into, so I really wanted to look into like the structure. I wanted to ask the cards, um what is the structure? So if this is gonna happen, which I think it will, let's just ask the cards, if what do we need to know about the schools, if about this closing for 2 weeks and then reopening. I mean, that's what I'm hearing. I don't know if that's 100% accurate. I got change. I got death card and something fell here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. So I got, yeah. So this means that, yeah, this means that I feel like Mrs. Roper in this thing. Okay. So actually this means that Yeah, things are going to change. It's going to change. And then we have, see, we have the hemprit, which represents the institutions and the schools themselves and the school districts and the whole hierarchy of things. That's what this represents, okay? So things are going to come full circle. You know, I just tuning in, tuning in, tuning in. So I'm seeing, yeah, so it's the curriculum. I'm even getting like more of a return to the divine feminine energies. I'm seeing books, I'm seeing ancient wisdom, I'm even seeing Akashic records. So it's going to be knowledge derived from the Akashic records that is going to be transferred to the school curriculums. Wow. I'm also getting, this is weird. Okay, so there was a library in Alexandria in Egypt that was destroyed. But my guides are saying that the knowledge from the library, even though it was physically destroyed, it was never destroyed. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's like the knowledge, it's still there. Even if you burn the books, it's it's like you would be able to get it, like upload it, download it. No, not upload it, download it. Like as if like we can still all tap into that because it's part of the Akashic records. Okay. Very interesting. All right, so what was my question? What will the structure of the schools be like? Okay, so what do we need to know about? Wait, there was another question here. Did I have another question? Yeah, so I'm just gonna ask what do we need to know about the curriculum, the structure of schools specifically. I'm already seeing like parents are coming together. Yeah, like there is a unification. I see people unifying, parents unifying, teachers unifying. Okay, so I asked about the structure and like the curriculum and everything like that. So I've got two aces, and that is definitely a blessing. So there's a blessing here. All right. So there's going to be an ending. There's going to be an ending. And the students are going to be giving choices. The kids are going to be given choices. They're going to have more choices as far as classes, as far as what they're interested in. But definitely parents are going to have a say. And this is a victory card. So this was in the past. So this is like a victory card. So that means that the curriculum is already in place. So the plan's already in place. We've already won. This puts me at ease. Okay. All right. So looking good. All right. So let me see if there's anything else. Oh, the other thing I wanted to look into, I just wanted to do a quick read. I want to do a quick read on September. Like, let's see. Let's see if Spirit wants to say anything about September. Let the viewers all know. And I have to say, I really love my community on YouTube. I think between Caroline and I think we have a great group of people. And it really helps when we share information. It's really great that we can, since so many of us live in different parts of the country or different parts of the world. I think it's really great. Okay, so the question was September. What does Spirit want to mention about September? What do we need to know? All right. So there's going to be disappointments. There's going to be some, sorrow, disappointment. But I'm getting the key is to look at the positive, focus on the positive. Don't look at the past. Keep moving forward. And it's good, since it's a 5, it's going to be temporary. This looks like an announcement to me. And this looks like finances. This looks like it could be the banks, and it's a 5, so it's going to be temporary. All right. And then we have Temperance, Major Arcana, which means timing, healing. Yeah, so it's like there's a timing here, and then a shift. Things are going to change. So it's going to change. Something's going to change drastically. And it could be the banks, could be that. Like financial stuff, type of stuff. Okay. All right. And then I wanted to show this I had this clip that I have. If you remember from my last video, I talked about those. I showed the clip from TikTok, and it was those those people that had the mobile farm, the bug out farm. So I wanted to share my screen because they're actually nomads, and it's pretty. I think I find it, very interesting, and I really love how they think outside of the box. And I actually was speaking. There was somebody on my Facebook page that is actually creating their own community. And I find that really interesting because I think that's what the future is going to be. I like when my daughter was, she was a baby, I kind of tapped into her timeline, and I saw like these communities in the future, and I saw a change in agriculture, like a big change in agriculture. And I think I think that's where I believe that's where we're headed. So let me share my screen. I just want to make sure you can hear this. There we go. Okay. Now let me find this here.
Okay. There we go. Okay, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Etzer, and I'm with Walk the Way Nomadic Living.
Walk the Way Nomadic Living.
Yes,
Okay.
and that's our TikTok page as
Alrighty. And so I was just traveling down the highway, and I saw these two individuals carrying kind of a little house, and not only a house, but a farm with them. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I passed you. I was driving my Tesla, and I just passed you guys. And I just wanted to capture this moment and interview you guys. All right, tell me a little bit about yourself.
well, I'm from
Missouri and Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been traveling about 3 years.
3 years traveling.
Started off with a lot smaller wagon. I was a garden cart.
Okay.
And 3 dogs is what I started out with. But we kind of built up over time. We started working towards a more sustainable lifestyle.
Okay.
And I lived off grid for several years before I started traveling. So I started trying to incorporate my off grid lifestyle into my nomadic living lifestyle.
Nomadic living. What is nomadic living?
So nomadic living is like what a lot of the original peoples did. They traveled to different food sources, different water sources, because God supplied their needs as they went along. And when you migrate, you're not constrained to one small area for grazing and such like that. So you're not tapping all the resources out in an area, and that's important.
Okay.
So also our animals don't have to like sit in a pen with their own feces, and we don't have the parasite problems that a lot of people do. And if we do, we're able to treat it a lot faster because they're not kept in that kind of environment.
Oh, okay.
And so that actually helps us prevent parasites and stuff like that. Like all these girls are pretty healthy. My little boy, he's fairly new. When we got him, he was skinny and kind of had a little bit of a cough and stuff. And he was from an auction. The guy we got him from just got him from an auction house. And so you know how that goes with auction animals. He wasn't in too good shape, but
Yeah. So I never knew that. Oh, so if your animals travel, they won't have the problems with the parasites. If they, because if they live in what she was saying, if they live in a barn, they're like sitting in their own feces. That is pretty interesting. I did not know that. See, that would be something that you can include in a child's curriculum, and kids love animals. Like they should go to, I feel like they should go to like, like, public schools and teach about this. This is something, survival skills. This is like something that children need to learn. They should be learning. Well, I'm going to provide the link for this because there's more. It's like 9 minutes of this video. So I'm going to provide the link below if you want to take a look. But anyway, so thank you so much for tuning in. And please subscribe, like, share, and comment. And have a wonderful week and weekend.